You roll into the airport with your trusty backpack, laptop humming with possibility, headphones for the journey, and your little bottles of travel shampoo. You're thinking about the trip ahead, not the rules. But suddenly, you're told, that's not allowed. Not because of a security scare, not because of airline policy, but because a familiar name is back in the news, Donald Trump, and he's pushing air travel into uncharted territory. I'm not talking about minor updates. I'm talking about radical, headline-grabbing rules that could flip travel upside down. What you pack, what you wear, even who decides if you fly, it could all change. And the most shocking part? These new rules are picking up serious momentum. Controversial new rules. These aren't just tweaks for security. Critics are calling them overreaches, discriminatory, and downright dystopian. Every traveler, every bag, every flight, nobody escapes. And you won't believe what's actually being proposed. How this hits travelers. These changes could make your next trip unrecognizable. Are you a frequent flyer? You're on the radar. Love your gadgets? You might have to leave them behind. Traveling with personal, cultural, or religious items? You'll be under scrutiny. Today, on Virtual Travel, we're digging into 5 new Trump-era carry-on rules that could completely transform the skies. From facial scans on your shampoo to American loyalty declarations at check-in, nothing is off the table. And you have to hear about the Star-Spangled Baggage Oath. Yes, that's real. Don't tune out, this isn't just a travel update. This is politics at 35,000 feet. By the end, you'll either be deleting your travel apps or joining the fight for your rights. Let's dive in. Rule number 1, the Digital Transparency Order. Under Trump's proposed overhaul, every electronic device larger than a phone must be stored in a clear, tamper-proof case, not for TSA, but for a new corps of federal device inspectors stationed at every checkpoint. Their reason? National vigilance. How it works. Laptops, tablets, cameras, even handheld consoles, must have their serial numbers exposed, visible through a transparent shell. If your device isn't visible enough, you get a $500 fine or are forced to check it as cargo, no matter the value. Private jets and political VIPs? Exempt, of course. Backlash. Tech companies are scrambling to design see-through cases. Civil liberties groups are warning, this makes it easier for anyone, including hackers, to scan your private data and barcodes. Impacts. Journalists, students, professionals, imagine being told your $1,000 gear is too opaque to fly. And if the new scanners glitch? You're out of luck. Security or surveillance? The line is thinner than ever. Some say it's safety. Others say it's surveillance, plain and simple. Rule number 2, the Homeland Production List. Next up, Trump's Homeland Production List. Under this rule, you cannot carry on products made in countries labeled as strategic rivals. The list? China, Russia, Iran, Venezuela, and whoever else gets added. Sound confusing? It gets worse. What's banned? Clothing, cosmetics, headphones, chargers. If the government says it's from a rival country, you can't bring it. Your phone, if assembled in China, checked or left behind. A new DHS task force will update the banned list whenever they want. Travelers must check before every flight. Concerns. Travel groups say this will enable profiling by officers, who can now scrutinize your luggage for its origins, and maybe your own. Critics say it's economic warfare against regular travelers. Wider impact. Trump's team says this model could move to schools, hospitals, and public venues. The airport is just the starting point. Rule number 3, the weight tolerance surcharge. Ready for the next bombshell? The weight tolerance surcharge. Under this, you get 15 pounds of free carry-on. Every pound over costs you $10. That's not replacing airline fees, it's on top of them. How it works? A 25-pound bag? That's $100 in extra fees. Business and first-class passengers? Exempt, because their tickets are all-inclusive. This isn't about safety, say critics, it's a cash grab. Who's hit hardest? The middle-class flyer, families, people who rely on carry-ons to dodge checked bag fees. Meanwhile, the wealthy? They fly light, or pay nothing extra. Chaos at check-in. Experts say it'll create massive lines as people argue over scales, try to repack on the spot, or dispute the charges. Want to pack snacks or souvenirs? Think again, they add up fast. Rule number 4, the Star-Spangled Baggage Oath. This one's the most controversial, the Star-Spangled Baggage Oath. Every American, when flying, must sign a loyalty declaration swearing their luggage contains only items supporting American values and lawful intent. What's in the oath? You'll answer questions like, do you affirm your belongings uphold U.S. interests, and do you acknowledge your bag may be inspected for ideological threats? Refuse to sign? You can't board. The catch. Signers also agree to random post-flight inspections, meaning you could be followed up with or interrogated after landing. Foreign travelers get their own version, asking about hostile affiliations. Civil liberties groups are already sounding alarms about ideological screening and discrimination. What's at risk? Religious texts, cultural clothing, political books, even a t-shirt from abroad, could trigger extra scrutiny. Critics are calling this a loyalty test, not a safety measure. Rule number 5, the Traveler Biometric Link. The final policy is straight out of science fiction, the Traveler Biometric Link. Every carry-on item is registered to your face, fingerprint, and voiceprint at check-in. The idea? Nothing gets carried for anyone else, no ideological smuggling. How it works? Your laptop, headphones, even your snacks, are digitally tied to your profile. If anything in your bag can't be biometrically matched, you're flagged, fined, or worse. Your biometric data? Stored in a federal database, no opt-out. Concerns. Privacy advocates warn of false positives, data leaks, and mass surveillance. The tech? Developed by a private contractor with deep Trump connections. All airports must comply within 18 months if this law passes. Trump's promise. He claims it will make airports faster, safer, and more patriotic. Critics say it's a biometric prison in disguise. How could this happen? All this could become reality under the National Traveler Security Act. A legislative package that would let the White House rewrite airport rules in the name of national defense. If passed, it would give the executive branch sweeping powers, bypassing traditional oversight. Why it matters? This isn't just about travel. These policies are a test run for something much bigger, controlling what you bring, what you wear, what you believe. If we don't speak up now, the next thing restricted might be your ideas, your words, or your beliefs. What you can do. Share this video. Comment below with which rule shocked you the most, the biometric link, or the baggage oath. Send this to your friends who travel, and tag your lawmakers. We need to protect our freedom to move, to carry, to be ourselves. Subscribe to Virtual Travel for more fearless reporting. We dig where others won't, and we're just getting started. Remember, this isn't paranoia, it's policy. And your carry-on might be your last piece of privacy. Don't let them take it.